Hey guys, welcome to my podcast. I'm Nathaniel. This guy Luke, this guy Charlie, and then this
Hi.
random girl we kind of found off the internet. Yeah, I don't know why she's here, but anyway, um,
She
my
begged
topic
us to be.
is
Yeah. She wailed, and she's like, "No podcast."
my topic is does too much homework affect students? And to really start this off, does anyone have any things to say about the just general topic? Just getting them out there.
I think homework is stressful.
I agree.
Wow, thank you for your input.
Thank you.
Now for the serious input.
Okay. Anyway, so for my first, evidence point or my point, too much homework can lead to stress.
That's
God, I'm done. Still can lead to stress and can diminish the effects of homework. Now, homework, it's not a bad thing. Homework isn't a bad thing. If there's just a small amount of it, it can definitely help you. There has been lots of studies, research on how homework will help you, but just too much of it, anything over the recommended amount of time, just causes lots of problems, stress.
Well, I'm wondering,
Oh, yep.
how much is the you referenced the what did you say, the standard
Yes, the
or
recommended.
the recommended? How much time is the recommended amount of homework?
yeah. I was
Well,
gonna ask that.
For
too.
our grade, the recommended amount of time is 90 minutes. Going on to high school, it would be something around 3 hours to 2 hours. But going over that
So
limit,
Per day.
I'm wondering. I'm
I
wondering
think that's
where is hold on. Is this the recommended amount of time, or is this the average
this is
amount
the
of time?
recommended amount of time that
I
you
think
can
that's
get the
recommended.
most learning
But
out
I'm
of
That's a
it.
guessing.
lot
I'm
for
assuming
recommended.
maximum. Yeah, because I think that is a
Yeah,
lot.
that is a lot
Yeah,
of homework.
3 hours is, especially if you're in sports or something.
Well,
Yeah,
we
that-
have a grade
that really-
above us, so
Yeah.
we only have an hour and a half.
I'm pretty sure it means maybe
The maximum,
junior, sophomore. I don't know, but I think it means further down the line, high school. But that's
Yeah, you're
just
definitely not getting 3 hours as a freshman.
I don't know, man. I don't know,
That's
man.
still.
But,
It's worse to get 3 hours as you're older, though, because when you get older, you're gonna start working and stuff, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But that's what the most time. It's not exactly the recommended, but
Yeah.
it's the most time that students can bear
You shouldn't be getting
while
more.
being
Yeah,
able
you'd be
to
getting
learn things.
Yeah, the maximum amount of effective homework time.
Yes, the
After that,
attention span.
it doesn't sink in. Yeah.
Yeah, I know if I was given an hour and a half of homework every day, I would just not even try on it. I would probably just breeze through it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
If I got, yeah, I would either do minimum effort or I might just do just enough to pass the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even. I think an hour and a half is just too much.
Yeah,
I think it shouldn't. I think maximum should be an hour.
Yeah,
Yes.
an hour and a half every single day is crazy. I think a half an hour to an hour every single day is manageable.
Yeah, I think an hour and a half every once in a while, that's fine. But
Yeah, if you have a project.
hmm
But going back to my point.
yeah, sorry even for interrupting you.
No,
Yeah.
it's fine. No, it's fine. You made great topic conversation.
Yeah.
I had to check my recording then, so thank you. Going back to the point, stress, and it can lead to actually lowering what the homework will do for you, and it can even be counterproductive and make it so that you actually like recede. Learning is recede word? Yeah, that's a word. But like you go back on your knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it washes away more than it adds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I know that there was there's a friend that I have who's in, I think, junior year now.
Mhm.
And they're just constantly overloaded and stressed more than anybody I've ever met about their homework, because they just have so much and they don't know how they could possibly do it. They have absolutely no free time and they're just constantly swamped with homework, and they've expressed to me that they don't feel like they're learning anything, the amount of homework that they're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with me before the pandemic, because obviously during the pandemic, a lot of stuff is closed down, so I have a more freed up schedule.
Yeah.
But like last year and stuff, in like 7th and 6th grade, I had almost no free time, because I would go from wrestling practice after school to another youth club or something, and I'd have like multiple wrestling practices every day, and I wouldn't get home until like 8:30, and then I'd have to eat dinner and take a shower, and then I'd go to bed. And a lot of the time, I would end up like waking him up as soon as like as early as possible and just rushing through my homework just to make sure it was done, not even to make sure that it was done well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know that I'm what could be considered one of the luckier kids. I never really did any sports activities, any after school. I never did any extracurriculars, and I always had plenty of time to do my homework. Now that also brings up the issue: does having too much free time lead to procrastination? I believe it does, because I always had a totally I always had a totally free schedule, and now I'm a chronic procrastinator. Like right now it's 9 o'clock, and now we're doing our homework, like our podcast. So
okay, well that was
That's because I wasn't here.
Alana. Yeah, that's because she wasn't at her house.
yeah, but also even if she was, I probably wouldn't do it until somewhere around now anyway.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
also
that's
sleeping
fair enough.
until like
I never do
6
I don't
or
want to
7.
get I don't want to get too off topic, but
Yeah.
but like right now, I think I have like the perfect amount of free time, because it's like to the
Mhm.
point where I get home and I do my homework, so I have a schedule, and so it's not like so much free time that I don't know what to do with it and I end up missing stuff, but it's also not like not enough free time so that I won't have time.
Yeah, and
Anyway, we should probably get back on topic now. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, whatever. Well, the second point kind of leads into what you were saying, so you kind of just
All right. Well, what's the second point? Because I had something to say.
Can too much homework affect social life?
Yes.
Yes. Because well, kind of. See, I know there are some people like Luke who will not interact with anybody until their homework is done and behind them. And then there are people like me who interact with people before, during, and after their homework. Like, I will be talking to people as I'm doing my homework.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that says about me, and I don't know if that's a norm or just something that happens to a lot of people. But homework doesn't totally affect my social life. But there are people who have like sports and such, and a more strict, more disciplined attitude, and it could totally crowd their social life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this could also lead into the fact, like, this is a bit off topic, but, like, if there's a big test coming up, you're just gonna be, like, studying, which, going back to the first point, that's gonna be, like, really hard on the person, because not only is it, like, going past their limits, also, I'm just saying this is probably, like, 2 days before the test, 1 day before the test, and it's, like, a huge test.
Yeah.
Those are tomorrow.
Yeah, that is tomorrow. I need to study for that because I'm pretty sure they were like
tomorrow
no.
morning.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, oh no.
All right, back on topic.
Yeah. Like, they won't actually be gaining. Well, they'll be still gaining stuff. It's just they'll be gaining less, and they'll just be feeling more stressed, which might make them perform worse on said test.
Yeah.
Which can, like...
I know that there's, from my school experience, a lot of, like, the tests that are coming up in this week. It's just, it feels like a lot of how much you can cram into your head and keep there for the test. It's like how much can you keep for that test? And you're not, for a lot of things, unless you're passionate about it, it really doesn't feel like you're actually, it doesn't feel like there's a huge value around learning. It just feels like there's a bigger value on what you score on the tests. Yeah, what your final grades are, what your scores are on the big
The
tests.
test isn't actually about learning the curriculum. It's about passing the test. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's really just all about how well you do in the curriculum. And I think in Finland, which is one of the top, if not the top, learning school,
Yeah.
learning country in the world, best scores, they have not only little to no homework, but their tests are designed around what you learn, not what you can remember. It's like truly deeply around learning. And they also try to get the best teachers they can, because in America there's also a big teaching is just like really unappealing because of how low pay is for teachers, and how really not great the curriculum is. But I digress.
Hold on.
So
Yeah.
Hold on. Doing the podcast. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I know what you're saying and stuff.
Yeah. It makes sense. Anyway, next point, because this is gonna be a while, I think. Or this is taking a while. Students feel negatively about too much homework. And, like...
Yes.
I think on one of the
Yes.
other podcasts we did, we talked about how too much homework can, like, just make students, or just people in general, work, just less efficiently. I don't know if we talked about this, but I think
we did talk about that.
Yes.
It was along the lines of having a lot of work weighing down on you, and just having that much pressure be put on you makes people in general perform worse. Now, there are some people that perform better under stress, definitely, but being put under prolonged stress, like stress every single day, that's just, it ultimately leads to awful work habits. And
Yeah,
Go!
it's not good for mental health and stuff.
yeah, it's awful.
I know.
Are there any other things you want to go over?
Just one thing. What I was saying just a few seconds ago, that leads into what is called crunch culture, which is basically the act of, this is like in the workplace, but it also applies to schools, just constantly overloading people and putting them on intense pressure to get them to do things faster and better and quicker, and just to get them to do more work for the same amount of money. And it's also a really big problem in workplaces with, like, no paid overtime and stuff, but that's a different ethics problem than what we're talking about here. but
Yeah.
it still applies. Just the sheer overwhelming sense of having so much stuff to do, it does not help mental health in the slightest.
Yeah.
Uh,
I do want to get to the last thing.
yeah, I was about to ask if
Yeah,
you
the
had another
counterclaim.
point.
Some people might say, like, homework can benefit you, but there's really no benefit to too much homework. It's always just gonna be a double-edged sword. Maybe you learn a little bit, but your mental health just absolutely deteriorates, and you feel stressed, you
I
feel
think-
overworked, and sometimes you
I
don't
don't
even get the other edge of the
completely-
sword. You just get the first edge, and you just don't learn anything at all.
I don't completely agree with that. I think having homework can be good because if you just have a little bit, it's good to just like refresh your mind. I don't think it's always going to be negative.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, too much homework. Like, a small amount of homework,
well,
like,
yeah,
an
then I
hour
agree
to
with
30
that.
minutes of homework, I think is fine. There's not...
Yeah, I think that's like
it's
the
not
perfect
bad.
amount.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I,
we're talking about too much.
Drawing into what's happening right now for homework in our school. Science class, we get, it's not really super intensive homework, and sometimes it is laughably easy, but it's better than not having it. And I also think it's better than having really rigorous homework, because it's basically just a review of what we went over in class today. It's a refresher, a review,
I think it's
something to jog your memory and kind of set it in place. Because repetition does lead to learning, but like gross overworking leads to resentment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think he really gives out like a good amount of homework because it's about 10 minutes to do like a Google form that
Yeah.
he sends out.
Yeah,
And if you get
5
10
to
minutes
15 minutes.
from each core class, and that's like 40 minutes of homework, and I think that's a good amount.
Yeah, that's just a really, really good amount. And for French, too, a lot of the assignments are just reviews. But I know that there was talking about earlier who was totally swamped with homework. The main class that they have that much overwhelming stress in is Spanish class. They just have like 2 hours every day of just really, really stressful homework. And I think that's why it's going to be a bummer next year that I have to take Spanish, because I'm a little bit worried about the amount of work. Because French, I learned stuff. I learned things from French because it's just light reviews, and over time that works things into my head so I remember them instead of trying to remember what were on this unit just to cram it onto the test or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anybody
Have
else?
anything else? Yeah.
Elena? Anything? I know you wanted to
Oh.
speak at one point.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Well, if no one else has anything to say, then I'm going to say that's the end of the podcast. Thank you for watching. Bye.